If you did not know, Kobe Bryant still holds a lot of records in the NBA today. This should come as no surprise, because as we all know, Kobe Bryant is one of the best players to ever touch a basketball, and his impact on the game will last forever. And that is the word I want to focus on here. That is the word we're focusing on in today's video. Forever. Forever is a very long time. They say records are meant to be broken, but I say there's a chance that one of Kobe's biggest accomplishments will never be outdone. It will stand the test of time. It will last forever. So what's up, guys? Mike here, and guys, I am very excited to say that this video is brought to you by Squarespace. We'll get more into that later, but for now, let's actually take a step back here, because there are in fact 3 records that Kobe holds that have the biggest likelihood of never being touched. And if the one and done rule remains in the NBA for the rest of time, then 2 of Kobe's records are actually locks to remain unbroken, which are Kobe being the youngest player to start in an NBA game and Kobe being the youngest player to win a slam dunk contest. Neither of these records are the record that I think will never be broken. Just like people say that records are meant to be broken, they also say that rules are made to be changed, and there is a definite possibility that sometime in the future the NBA will allow high school players to enter the draft again. Kobe didn't get his first start until January 28th, which would certainly leave the door open for some new 18-year-old rookie to take his record. And while winning the dunk contest was impressive, it is nowhere near as difficult as achieving Kobe's ultimate record. The one that I've been hyping up, the one that may stay untouched throughout the history of basketball. And that is Kobe Bean Bryant is the youngest player to ever start in an NBA All-Star game. The thing is though, because I could already see the comments being written down, Kobe did not start in the All-Star game as a rookie. He started in his second season, which means he was past the age of 19, which also means the door is technically open for someone to break this, right? Well, as I'm about to show you, the chances of someone taking this record from Kobe are slim to none. How is that possible? Well, let's take a deep dive into this record and find out. As it stands right now, Kobe Bryant holds the record for the youngest All-Star start in NBA history at the age of 19 years and 169 days. As you can see when we look at this list, Kobe holds that record by almost a full year over LeBron James, which is already a sizable difference when we're talking about such a short window of time. And the thing is though, moving on past this first glance, we find that Kobe's current record is even more impressive than you would think, because not only is he the youngest player to start in an All-Star game, but he is also the youngest person to ever play in an All-Star game. Let me emphasize that for a second. In 75 years of basketball so far, not a single person has even made the All-Star team at a younger age than Kobe, which means starting in the All-Star game at the age of 19 is even that much more unlikely. Now, as for how Kobe did it, well, I've got to be honest, his record is the result of a perfect storm. There are several reasons why this record is close to impossible to break, so let's lay them out and let's start with the keys to the perfect storm. Key number 1, making the All-Star game as a rookie is not only difficult, it is close to impossible. Think of all the incredible rookies we have seen come into the league since the one and done rule was put into place. Zion, Luka, Dame, Kyrie, Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant. None of those players even made the All-Star team the season they were drafted, let alone start in it. Blake Griffin is the only player since Yao Ming in 2002 to even make the team as a rookie, but as we know, Blake had to sit out what should have been his rookie season with an injury, which meant that he was 21 years and 340 days old when he took the court that night, not even close to Kobe's age. So while 45 rookies have made the All-Star game overall, that number is very misleading, because almost all of those guys were players like Tim Duncan, Shaq, and Michael Jordan. Players who lived in an era where people actually stayed in college basketball and played their first season in the NBA in their early 20s. And guys, like I mentioned to you before, this video is brought to you by Squarespace. When it comes to websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for you to have a beautiful web presence and to run your business. Using Squarespace, you are able to create a community on your Squarespace website that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. You are also able to use their powerful blogging tools to categorize, share, and schedule your posts too. Using Squarespace, you can connect connect with your audience through gated members-only content that is also going to help you generate revenue. You can also manage your members, send email communications, and leverage your insights all on one easy-to-use platform. And so guys, go check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/MikeKorzemba for 10% off your first website or domain. That's squarespace.com/MikeKorzemba. The link will be in the description. And now guys, let's continue on with the video. So just based on how the league's all-star selections have played out in the last 20 plus years, it already is clear that just making the team as a rookie would be a historic feat. But just for argument's sake, let's say a rookie did it. Well, that would be great, but he'd still have to be blessed with something that is completely out of his control: his birthday. Because key number 2, Kobe Bryant was historically young for his draft class, which gives him a huge, uncontrollable advantage for this record. In fact, Kobe is actually the 3rd youngest player in NBA history, as he played his first game at 18 years and 72 days old. Only Andrew Bynum and Jermaine O'Neal were younger than Kobe when they made their NBA debuts, and the same rules apply today, except of course that the new age requirement is 19. This means that a future rookie would have to get incredibly lucky with his birthday compared to the league's start date in order to be younger than Kobe by the time All-Star Weekend came around. Just how lucky, you might ask? Well, looking at the last 5 drafts combined, only 11 out of 418 players who declared for the draft would have had a younger birthday than Kobe. 11 out of 418. That means that a rookie only has a 2.6% chance of having a younger birthday than Kobe, which means over 97% of NBA rookies already have no chance of breaking this record before their careers even begin. And quick side note before we move on to key number 3, even if the NBA does in the future get rid of the one and done rule, I do not believe that will make any difference. As we have already seen in this video, no 18-year-old has ever made the All-Star game. LeBron James did not even make the All-Star team after getting drafted out of high school, so if the rule does get changed, I don't really think that's going to affect this record being broken. Continuing on, key number 3, the change to the NBA's All-Star voting process. Back when Kobe was voted in as an All-Star starter, the fans controlled the All-Star starting lineup completely. It was because of this, with the strength of Lakers fans behind him, that Kobe was voted in as a starter. At the time of the All-Star break for the 1998 season, Kobe was averaging 17.9 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. Solid numbers for a second-year player, but certainly not numbers that an All-Star starter would usually have. If the fans did not control this vote, it is close to a certainty that someone like Mitch Richmond, who was averaging 23.7 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, would have been named instead, especially seeing as Richmond was later named to the All-NBA 3rd team that season. But back then, popularity was king, and Kobe rode his popularity to a place in history. Even if a player were to come into the NBA and be even more popular than Kobe, there would still be a major problem. Fans no longer have the power to make someone an All-Star starter, because back in 2016, a movement was created. This movement was designed to make Maverick center Zaza Pachulia an All-Star starter, despite the fact that he was averaging less than 10 points per game. When the first NBA All-Star voting ballots were released and Zaza's name was near the top, fans went crazy, as many of them were angry with the results, while a committed few laughed and continued to write down Zaza's name. By the time the final All-Star ballots were announced, Zaza was just 14,000 votes shy of being named an NBA All-Star starter, and the NBA gave a collective sigh of relief. The NBA did not want a meme player starting in their NBA All-Star game. They want that to be an accomplishment, of course, that means something, so they changed the All-Star voting process so that fans were now only able to control 50% of the vote. Ironically, Kobe was actually chosen an All-Star starter in 2016 with an average of less than 20 points per game on only 36% shooting, but it was Kobe Bryant, so nobody cared about that. A player like Zaza, though, the threat of him starting in the All-Star game was big enough for the NBA to change their rules, and immediately these rules proved successful, as the next season Zaza would have actually been voted in as an All-Star starter. However, Zaza was not chosen, of course, because the fans had lost their power. If these same rules applied in 1998 when Kobe was voted in by the fans, he in all likelihood would not have been chosen to start. Remember, again, the man was not even starting for his own team, which means when you add everything up, Kobe's record was the result of a perfect storm again, a storm that likely will never be repeated. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, make sure to comment on whether or not you think someone is going to break Kobe's record. And remember, if you're new to the channel, make sure sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that bell and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome, we all know it, and as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it, and other than that, have a great day and peace.